Welcome, everybody, to House Tanner, Untamed, Unbroken, are the adventures in Westeros. I'm Jason Tondro, your host and the game master. And we are picking up with our heroes in a precarious position. They have been on a mission into the Wyvern Wood. They have all been captured by Dugan the Red and his band of outlaws. So I'm going to let everybody else introduce themselves. And we have a returning guest, finally, a long-missed player, a dear old friend of mine. Gary is playing Master Duncan. Now, for most of you, you probably haven't heard Gary before because he only met for our first session when we designed the house, and I stupidly forgot to record that session. But anyway, so we've got a full gang, so I'll let everybody introduce themselves and we'll get rolling.
Hi, I'm Di, playing both Maehna the Falconer, starting out, and Lady Jenna Tanner Frey. And howdy, thanks for watching. Happy to be here.
Hi, I am James Lee. I'm playing Corlin Jast, the Master of the Hunt. Currently captured by bandits, I appears. And occasionally I'm also, I'm sorry, I was playing John, but I think he got an arrow in the neck. So we picked up a new NPC, I believe, this session, possibly. So
I think John got his head chopped off. I remember it bounced down the hill.
No.
yeah, one got his head chopped off.
Hi, I'm Deborah.
John was the
I'm
viewer.
playing
Kill his
Master
head chop.
Benjamin, who is a hedge knight and master of arms of House Tanner.
With a secret.
I'm Garrett. I'll be playing Lord Tanner and Stefan Longarm.
Yeah.
The just about dead.
He's not dead yet.
I'm Tanner, playing Will Tanner, the heir of the house, who he's going to try to charm his way out of a prison.
Nice. So let's very briefly go over everybody's statuses. Stefan and Maehna both have 2 wounds and one wound and 2 injuries. However, they are tougher than they were. I noted in email between games that you guys have both gained 1 die of endurance. So you now have endurance 3, both of you, which means your health score has gone up, and it also means you can take more wounds and more injuries. So remember, it's wounds equal to your endurance is what kills you. You both currently have 1 wound and 2 injuries. Corlin, you are at 2 wounds, 2 injuries, we decided.
Yes, I'm in 2 injuries, and if we're still in the fight, I have only 1 health left. So basically, if I get touched, I go over. But
no, fight's over.
I think we're past that.
Fight's over. You guys will all be recovering all of your health points, but you spent your destiny.
Yes, I spent my destiny.
Maehna and Stefan don't have destiny to spend. Benjamin is currently uninjured and still has his destiny point.
Yep.
Will is uninjured and unwounded. Do you have destiny still, Will?
Yeah, I ended up not spending any.
Okay, well, there you go. All right.
Maehna's got her glory, too.
Yes, a couple of some of you have glory points to spend, which can get you bonus dice. Not as good as a destiny point, but better than nothing in a pinch if it's you or death. Gary, you never introduced yourself.
Yeah, I'm Gary. A little bit late to the party, but I'm playing Meister Duncan.
We're probably going to bounce back and forth this session. But we're going to start off with the characters right where we left them. Captured. It's all the PCs that we've discussed. Stefan, Maehna, Will, Corlin, and then 2 NPCs came with you. John, the guard, and Jamie, the guard. John got his head chopped off by an outlaw and died.
Ouch.
Sorry, John.
But Jamie is still alive.
I like that you said and died.
Yeah. Well, so maybe I didn't need to say that part. Okay.
If I recall, that head was getting sent back.
Yeah.
To the capsule.
All right. So The outlaws quickly strip you all of your weapons, so you can remove all of your weapons from your sheet, and any shields that you are carrying are taken. All of your personal belongings, including all of your money.
No.
Will, how much money is that for you?
It's not much. 438 silver or silver stags. 438
silver. Corlin, do you have any money on you? How much money do you have left? Because you probably have however much you have on you. How much money do you have?
Sorry, I had a small technical problem. All right, here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, this sucks. 9 gold dragons,
wow.
40 silver, and 12 copper pennies. I haven't really spent any money since we divvied up the spoils of that hedge knight.
Oh, yeah.
Justice.
Benjamin, how much money do you got?
That's a good question. I think I've got about 3 gold dragons left.
Okay. Well, you lose all of your money. So the answer to this question is now easy. How much money do you have?
Zero.
Okay.
I didn't lose any money then.
You didn't. You're right. You didn't. But they do take your bows, your knives, your swords. Dugan, who is a skinny elderly guy with long white hair and a red bandana, walks up to Will and reaches out for Will's hand.
Oh, in a shaking kind of thing?
Yeah.
I shake it.
All right, when he takes your hand, he rolls your hand over till he can see your signet ring. And he reaches in and starts to pry it off your fingers.
Find him.
Let's slow the roll here.
Okay.
Like, haven't you taken enough from me? I think taking that ring would be a very bad idea.
Are you going to try and intrigue him?
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like you're trying to threaten him.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I'm not very good.
Right. Okay, so you're using intimidate.
I can't remember. Are we able to assist in any way?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, if you... Yes.
I glare menacingly.
Other people can take actions to assist. You have to sort of describe how you're assisting. But yes, you can. So, and I will ask everybody for what everyone else is doing in a second. Let's figure this out. So I'm on pages 143. We don't have the intrigue rules down well enough that we can do them without looking them up. So I'm going to presume that you do not like him, that your disposition towards him is probably at least dislike. But I'll let you pick.
Yes. At this point, yeah.
Okay, so let's say dislike. So you are -2 on persuasions and +1 on deceptions. It's easy for you to lie to him, but it's hard for you to be nice to him or to persuade. You're going to try and use intimidate. You can use the persuasion specialty for that, or you can use deception and do act or bluff.
I'm strong in persuasion, so I think I'm just going to rely on my skills there and just...
Okay. All right. So your action is pretty straightforward. You are going to be doing the influence action, which is on page 149. Other people can try to assist. I will remind everybody, though, that if you are injured or wounded, you have a big-ass penalty when you are rolling, right? You're going to have your -1 die for a wound, and you're -1 point for every injury. So you can try to help, but what will happen is that this will represent the fact that you guys are all captured and beat up. It's hard to be intimidating when you're covered in wounds, right?
Yeah.
Di, you started this, so did you want to try to assist Will?
My glory point probably isn't enough to negate.
It's a help. You can spend it to get a bonus die on whatever you want to do.
I'm already down 2 bonus die, so it's only 1 bonus die for the glory point.
You get 1 bonus die. But you're if you want to try to assist him, you would be rolling persuasion. Is your persuasion any good?
I don't think she even has it. So yeah, let's curb my enthusiasm for now and save that for a more advantageous time.
Stefan or Benjamin?
Oh wow. So the technical rules to assist in a intrigue is you just make a test.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it's a challenge. It's a 9 test. You have to hit 9.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. Now with my D2, no bonus dice, and -2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to roll on average of 5. So
yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be very useful. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. That's my action.
Okay, very good.
Just don't be average. Be above average. That's all.
Stefan or Benjamin, do you guys want to do anything? While Will is trying to intimidate.
Not really too much I can do, but I will step up and try and be as intimidating and.
All right, roll persuasion. Roll persuasion. The good news is you don't have any penalty.
7.
You fail. Okay. You don't hurt him. You don't hurt his efforts, but you don't help significantly either.
Not as intimidating if I don't have my sword. So.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't have your weapons, and yeah. Okay. Tanner, Will, why don't you go ahead and roll your persuasion?
Does he have 3 or lower status?
He does. He has status 2.
Excellent.
I observe everyone else
Okay.
in the camp, not us, but in the camp.
Well, you haven't got to the camp yet. This is all happening right when you were captured.
Well, all the villains.
Okay. The villains. It's not champions, dude.
They're villains.
Okay.
They took his sword and they beat him up. Come on.
All right.
I'm just imagining when their heads are going to leave their shoulders.
Okay. Yeah. Will, how'd we do?
That was a 28.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So 28
Well,
-2 for your disposition means you got a 26. His intrigue defense is 8. So you beat him by 8, 13. 8. You got 4 degrees of success. Your damage with the intimidate maneuver is your will rank, which is 4 for you, isn't it? Or 5?
No, my will's only 3.
Oh, your will is 3. Okay, so 4 times 3 is 12. You do 12 points of influence damage, of composure damage. His armor against that is 5, so he takes 7. Which is a lot. It's not all of his composure, but it's a lot. And he looks at you and he says, "Well, you've taken everything from me, kid. I think I should be able to take everything from you. You better give me that ring yourself, or I'll take your hand with it."
Listen.
And he will try to intimidate you.
Oh, okay.
Can you give me a James? Can you give me that code for our die roll room?
Oh yeah.
So I have -3 intrigue defense against deception. Is he going to be using that?
He is not. He is using persuasion.
Okay.
And his intimidation specialty.
But he looks like Willie Nelson. Like Willie Nelson is the sweetest guy.
He looks like Willie Nelson, but he talks like Clint Eastwood. He's not as good at this as you, so I would not. But he is charismatic. I have to look what that does.
Smells like Clyde.
I have that, and that's a +2 to any persuasion.
Oh, it is. Okay, so that makes it easy. All right, so he's going to roll 4. Keep the highest 3, and then add 2, you said?
Yes.
Oh, that did not work.
You got to do a pound first.
Total is 15 for intrigue defense.
My intrigue defense is 9.
Okay, so he beat you. His will is 3. He beat you. He hit you twice, so he does 6. Now your resistance against him, because you dislike him, is 5. So you take 1 point of composure.
Okay.
You want to respond to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how we've wronged you in the past. I feel like I haven't been directly involved in that, and I'm willing to hear your side. We were venturing through your woods, and it looks like, you know, by and large, there's a lot of peaceful people living here. But
it sounds like you're changing your objective.
Yes.
Intimidating before. Okay. You can do that, but he recovers a little bit of composure when you do that.
Okay.
All right. So he recovers some composure, which he had taken 7. And now it sounds like you're charming, or you're trying to bargain, or
I'm trying to put on the charm at this point.
Okay. So charm is going to increase his disposition towards you. It's going to make him like you. Is the goal, right? Okay.
If he likes you, he won't kill you, right?
And actually,
That's the idea.
it's kind of interesting, but technically, intimidate does the same thing. But intimidate is really only useful if the person doesn't like you, because it has healing, basically.
Yeah.
But it can allow you to take someone who really hates you and jump them right up to the point where they'll actually talk to you.
Yeah, it makes them act like they like you, even though they really don't.
Exactly.
All right.
Where will actually permanently make them like you better.
Why don't you roll charm? Well. If anybody else wants to take an action in here, you can. The list of actions in an intrigue is on 149.
$25.
You're really good at this.
Yeah, it's kind of my only skill. Oh wait, it should be 27.
Wow, because you forgot you're charismatic, or you're liked by small folk.
My +2.
Yeah. What does the small folk one give you?
That gives me an extra bonus die.
Wow. So how many bonus dice? What are you rolling? You're rolling 5 dice plus.
Wait, let's see. 11, 15.
I'm sure you got it right.
Yeah, 22 plus.
So
yeah.
How many bonus dice are you rolling?
I'm rolling +1 for favored small folk, and then +1 for my charm specialty.
Oh, so only 2. Okay. So you're rolling 7, keep 5, and then you add charismatic onto the top. All right.
Yep.
Awesome. You're a lot better at this than he is. All right. So your total was, you said 20 what?
It was 25 plus
well,
2, 27.
You beat him by, you got 4 degrees of success again. So you're going to do, for charm, influence is your persuasion rank, which is 5.
Yep.
Ooh.
You do 20 composure.
Nice.
His defense is 5. So even if you hadn't intimidated him before, you would have one-shot him effectively.
Yeah.
That. Go to the winning smile. Open with a smile.
He had no idea how much we had in common. Like when he looked into my eyes.
I wouldn't go that far.
God.
All right, but okay, so when you successfully charm, you improve the target's disposition by 1 step. And that lasts until circumstances would worsen their disposition against you. So in addition, you gain a 1 die. You have a bonus, not a bonus die, but a full die. You have a full test die on all deception and persuasion tests during your next intrigue against him.
Geez, so I'm rolling 8.
And keeping 6.
Wow.
Yeah. So he likes you better. Well, what happens is you move him from dislike to indifferent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's now indifferent to you. And you have a bonus, you have a test die on your next intrigue against him for the entire intrigue.
Jeez.
Okay.
Um,
I also put out, it's like I actually found something that Sir Benjamin and me can do in future intrigues.
Yep.
So there's 2 actions that are important, which one is you can do what's called a consider. It's the equivalent of aiming in combat.
Yep.
It just gives you 2 bonus dice to the next thing you do. So if you just do nothing and stay quiet, you can get 2 bonus dice. And then the last one is called read target. And what read target is you make an awareness check, which both C. Benjamin and me actually have decent dice in that.
No, I don't.
I thought you had a 3.
No.
Oh. My mistake. I take that back. Well, I have 4 dice. So this makes it good for me because if you read the target, you get an extra dice on all tests for the rest of the intrigue.
Yeah. There's also a maneuver where you can basically heal composure. So if, for example, if Will was, Will took some intimidation damage from Dugan. If one of you wanted to, you could try to heal his composure damage during the fight. You could sort of, give considering words. You could, like give him a look or something that reassures him that you were all kind of, you'll fight alongside him. You give him support, and he would heal some of that composure damage. So there are ways that other people in the room can get involved even without directly attacking the other guy.
Attack or try to assist and botch it. Things can go really bad. So,
all right.
And that action, by the way, is called Mollify, which I think sounds perfect.
Yeah. All right. Well, he looks at you and
can I keep the ring? Just like we've given you enough.
All right, you can keep the ring. Let's see if your daddy cares enough to get the rest of you back. Who knows? Maybe you'll decide that you like it here.
You know what? I'm telling you, it's not. I'm surprised by the life you've carved out for yourself.
You're such a blowing smoke up his ass.
It's kind of something. It's really communal. Like it seems like everyone's in it together. And I think, maybe we could learn some things from you.
Okay. All right. Well, while you guys are doing all this, they loot John's body.
They take his head. Trying to be charming.
They each need one for the quest.
They also
more Johns.
They also pack up the 2 dead bodies. You killed 2 of them. Corlin shot 1, and Benjamin killed 1.
Yeah, it's not my fault. I meant to shoot 2 of them.
There you go. And they lug those bodies over their shoulders, and they begin guiding all of you back through the woods. Those of you that are injured, this hurts. Like your wounds are not liking travel through the forest. One of you guys got like stabbed or axed in the kidney. To go air. No, Corlin, you did take a wound. You took a wound from Dugan. He shot you with an arrow.
Oh, that's right. I got hit twice.
You got shot with an arrow and you took you took a wound because you were shot in the stomach.
Yeah, I took some injuries and then I took a wound. That's right. I think I get hit twice because it was Dugan's arrow that pushed me over.
You were like, okay, we're not gonna do that. Yeah, all right.
That's right. I was down to the point where 1 health damage would kill me.
Yeah. So Corlin's got an arrow to the stomach. I think Stefan took an axe to the ribs. And I don't remember what happened to Maehna. Do you remember, Maehna? Do you remember how you got injured or wounded? You got wounded?
I think she got hit with one of the axe guys. Yeah. Well, it would have been 2 of them because she got the 1 wound and 2 injuries, and I don't think that was from 1 blow.
Let's say that you got an axe. You took an axe to the leg.
I took 2 hits. Stefan did.
Yeah. Well, we played that off as like one of them chopped you in the side, and then you fell to the ground and twisted your ankle, and that's how you got the injuries. So about half of your group is pretty wounded. So you're pretty slow travel, and you're pretty miserable.
That's the only reason why we surrendered.
Yeah. And the 2 of you, and those of you that have injuries, which is Stefan, Maehna, and Corlin, those are going to have to get looked at, or you're going to die. It's within a few days. You're going to last for a few days, but the way that the game works is that injuries can turn into wounds, and then wounds can kill you, right? So
yeah, all it takes is one of us failing an injury check, which you make every day, which is going to be horrible because we're being force marched through the woods.
Well, for what it's worth, Maehna and Stefan, their endurance scores went up, so they're actually going to not die at one bad roll. You will.
I got my 2 endurance.
Yeah.
Yay, middle age.
Everybody recovers endurance. Recovers their health points. You spend a couple of hours walking miserably through the forest. The mist-shrouded, very dense, hilly forest.
So we're not heading back to that camp that we saw?
Yes.
Heading in a different direction?
Yeah. And you see South Hall. It's a rectangular building with no roof. The roof is collapsed. And some of the walls have also fallen or broken down or partially or completely collapsed. But you can see dozens of people living inside it. They've got fires. There's a handful of watchers on the scouts watching from the outside, some of them with dogs. And as your group gets closer, one of the men gives out a shout, and it gets a returning shout from the guards, and you are led into the hold, to the hall. There's over 50 people here. Most of them non-combatants, like women, children, old folks. For those of you that are looking for how many warriors there are, not a lot more than the ones that came out after you. Like there were initially 12 outlaws that attacked you in the woods, and you killed a couple of them, and there's maybe another 9 or 10, counting all the guards, here at South Hall. There's a silence amongst the crowd as you guys are brought in. The men carrying the corpses break off from your group, and silently the outlaw families part as they walk to 2 different women. One of them immediately just starts to howl a wail of grief when she realizes that her husband is dead. And the other one is a bit more stoic. She's got a couple of kids. And they lay the bodies down near the tents of these families. The money that was collected from all of you, which is over a dozen gold dragons and about 500 silvers, has been divided in half, and half of that money is given to each of those 2 women. Spot is cleared in the remains of the hall. There's a stone floor, but there's a lot of like improvised walls and roofs. You see things like just tarps, like big canvas tarps have been hung to fill in for the ceiling. Improvised screens to separate the hall into little chambers and private spaces. There's a lot of tents. Campfires are just built all around, kind of as hearths. It looks like a big sort of improvised camp out with about 60 people. But a clearing is made in one of the corners, and you were all brought there and sat down, and Dugan points at Jamie and says, "What's your name, son?" Jamie. Well, Jamie, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to go find Lord Ricard Tanner. He won't be hard to find. He's in Tanner Hall, in the middle of Tannerton. Sitting on his Tanner throne, sipping Tanner beer, wiping his Tanner ass with his Tanner sleeve.
And he's going to tan your hide.
And I want you to tell him that he can have his son back for 500 gold dragons. But every sunset that goes by that I don't have my money, I'm going to murder one of these people. You think you can remember that? Yes, sir. Well then, he points to 2 of his men. Take Jamie here to the edge of the forest and let him go. So 2 men step forward and they grab Jamie and they haul him off.
Are we bound or are we just sitting or?
You are bound with ropes.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that everyone has an opening to do anything if they want to.
Just want to start working to see if I can loosen.
Okay, so
I'm also trying to get Will, like, hey, Will, Stefan and me could really use a doctor. You seem to got these guys talking nice, like maybe someone to look at us. I just looked up the rules, and if I have to make that roll, I'm going to die.
Wait, Corlin, what's a roll? What are you talking about?
Corlin's looking at it for maintaining.
I'm not a young man anymore. I can't shrug this stuff off.
He's delirious with his injury.
I think he's hungry.
Yeah,
but he makes a fair point.
Yeah. I literally have to roll the best possible result to just not get more injured and die.
I know you, James. You'll have no problem.
Yeah, so Corlin's not doing well because remember he's middle-aged.
Yes.
So his endurance is only 2. He's not as hardy as he used to be.
You will not roll until a day has gone by. So you will roll again tomorrow at about this time.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that Will can get me a doctor. So I'm a little scared. Like he's like, yeah. Will, somebody needs to get this arrow out of me. And Stefan does not look too much better than I am, but he's young. He'll recover.
Maehna's not looking too good either over there.
Oh, that's right. Whatever. Maehna too.
Oh, whatever. Corlin's like, oh yeah.
I heard a Meister say once an arrow just needs to be pushed through. Would you like me to do that for you?
Hey, I'm trying to help you here.
I'm just trying to help, sir.
Dugan walks over to all of you. And he looks at Will. And you can tell that he was going to do something awful to you, but now he's trying to decide how much he dislikes you. And, you know, he doesn't really. So he's...
We do another intrigue here, Will, and try to get him to like you even more.
Get him to tell him his story. Maybe we can figure out what's the problem.
I'm just 14 and injured. These vines are killing me.
Dugan looks at all of you. He looks at Will, and he says, "Will, you said you wanted to see what we do here. Maybe I'll show you." And he has Will picked up, and you can walk around with him, and he'll just sort of show you the camp. Oh,
okay.
He does address the camp. All the outlaws and their families look to him, and while you guys are, most of you are still sitting on the ground in the corner, but Will's standing by this point. He says, "All right, I want 4 men on these assholes at all times. And a couple of the dogs, too. Get some sleep, because you'll have to relieve them in a few hours. Make sure we have a guard out. A couple of the dogs out there, too. The rest of you should rest. Everybody stay on alert. Lord Tanner isn't just going to stand around and we keep his kid hostage. Pack up your stuff. Have everything ready to go. We may have to run for it. We'll have a second shift in 4 hours. If you're not on duty now, we'll be on duty then." And then he just sort of gestures and everybody kind of nods. You get the impression, like, who has, like, anybody here have warfare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Corlin too, I forgot, yeah. You guys get the impression that Dugan kind of leads basically by camaraderie. Like, he has the respect of everybody here in this room. And they've all known him, most of them have known him their entire lives. Like, and there's just a deep bond that he has with all the people that serve under him. And they serve him because they want to. Like, he's not a, rule by force kind of guy. He's earned his leadership position amongst these people. And they listen to him because they know that he's experienced and wise. And that's why they do what he tells them. Okay. All right. Will, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna tell him that I know my father, and he's gonna respond quickly, and people are gonna come here, and I don't know how that's gonna play out, but I know one thing is that if he sees his people being treated like they're being treated right now, that could be really bad. And I think, I see how decently you treat your own people, and you should extend that same thing to your prisoners. That's something we do at House Tanner, and I think you should be doing the same as well. I've got Corlin has an arrow in his leg, and you can't just let him fester like that. It seems beneath you, and what just in this short time, what I know of you.
You seem like a good kid, kind of stupid, but good.
Well, I'm young. I don't have the wizened years you've got.
Look, you've been raised with everything you ever wanted. Anything you want, they get you. Because you're a lord of Westeros, a lord in the making, a princeling. But you guys, you're kind. You're the leeches that keep the rest of us sick. Drain the blood of the working people. He's about to break into a Marxist rant, right?
See, so I interrupt him. See, here's what you don't know about me, Dugan, is I haven't been raised with everything I want. I spend most of my days hanging down in town in pubs with people like you. And to be completely honest, there's a guy down in our pub named Fat Castle.
Wait, you know Fat Castle?
Yeah, he's one of my best friends, and he's a former bandit.
That's telling him supposed to be 5 gold dragons.
Well, he owes me 10. Like, that's what you don't get about me. I may have this title, I may have this ring, but it isn't exactly me, and it's created a lot of tension in the house, quite honestly. And that's why when I walk around in these woods, I see something real special here that I think we could learn from. But that's why it's so crazy to me that you would let Corlin sit there with an arrow in his leg. Like, it just seems like that goes against what you're trying to build here.
All right. Well, why don't you make a quick persuasion roll on him? This is not a full-blown intrigue.
Would this be a charm roll? Or convince?
Convince.
Or just,
convince.
Okay.
Because he's perfectly willing to let Corlin die. Dugan cares about the people that are under his care. And Corlin is not under his care. It's every man for himself in this world, in Dugan's head. But convince him.
27.
Okay. He says, all right. We don't have much leechcraft here. But old Bonnie is as good with leechcraft as anyone else in the camp. Go tell your friend and I'll see what we can do.
Great. I appreciate it. I give him. I just give him a nod since my hands are bound.
All right. Your guard leads you back, and he goes over and talks to an old woman, and she comes over with a bag of with a sewing kit, basically, and some herbs. And she starts to try and look at Corlin's injuries. There's a lot of tisking and unhappy sounds coming from her. And then as she's looking at him, you see a woman get up. And you recognize this woman as one of the women whose husband is dead. And she looks at Dugan and she says, "Are you going to allow that? My Carl is dead because of him. He can rot in hell for all I care. I hope his guts turn black and he pukes what's left of his life out on the bricks." Dugan's like, "Now, Jenny, we need him alive so we can ransom him back later. He's worth a good 25 gold dragons by himself. You've got the blood price already." And she sits down, but she's clearly not happy about it. And you can sense, Will, that this is the tension involved in it's one thing to convince Dugan to do this, but he's got public perception to struggle with, right?
Yeah, great.
Like, great. All right. Time passes. And Jamie is brought to the edge of the forest and then runs hurriedly back to the ferry where he crosses with the help of young Ned and arrives in Tanner Hall. And Ricard and Gemma and Master Duncan are all summoned. And told the basic facts that Will, Benjamin, Corlin, the Falconer, and the kid, by which he means Stefan, are all prisoners of Dugan the Red at South Hall, the ruins about 3 miles into the woods. And he wants 500 gold dragons to release them. And he'll start killing people tomorrow at dusk. One every day. And I think he means it, sir. My lord.
All right. Get the archers and the cavalry together. We're gonna go kill this man.
Okay. All right. The archers and the cavalry. They can't bring their horses in. You know this.
I need numbers.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What about the guard? The city guard.
Yep. I'm bringing them all.
Oh,
Bringing everybody.
So, for those of you that are not familiar, if you look on our website, all of the military forces of House Tanner, I'll put the link in the chat window. And you can see all of your military forces there, including 20 cavalry, Corlin's best, 100 trained archers, and the Tannerton Guards, 100 garrison. It's currently dark by the time you get this word. So your master at arms that would normally be doing this, the person that would be marshaling all the army, is one of the people that's captured.
That's right. So when I show up to do it, they better be jumping.
Okay. So you have Master Duncan with you, and I just want to briefly outline what you know about Master Duncan. He's a fighting master. He's like he's a squire. He was actually in training to be a knight when he was a young man. He's from the north. He's a follower of the old ways. He knows a lot of those old northern lords like the Karstarks and the House
Ormond.
Yeah. And at some point, you don't know exactly what the circumstances are. He stopped being a squire and went off to Old Town and joined the Citadel and became a Meister. But he is a swordsman. He's not super great or anything. He's a middle-aged man now, but he can handle a sword. And he's got a suit of armor that he occasionally wears when he's out on patrol. And he's a skilled tactician and military mind, as well as a master of the healing arts and history and heraldry and legends. And he actually taught your kid how to sword fight. He taught Will how to sword fight.
So it's his fault then.
if you'd like to see it that way, yes. But you're also there, Duncan.
Do we know Duncan's house?
I don't know. Duncan, how much of your past did you reveal? Do you reveal what your family name used to be?
I wouldn't have had a problem with that. Did we even come up with that?
I don't think we know. He's not from a noble house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was a commoner. In training to be a knight, but never actually won.
So, ideally, with Lord Tanner in attendance, but lacking Lord Tanner, Jenna would at least want to speak with Maester Duncan about this ransom situation and some way to, both prevent paying the full sum and also a mass slaughter of any forces on either side.
Is
I don't.
Go ahead, Gary.
Well, I was going to say I don't see where we would have to negotiate if there isn't to be a slaughter. Then we'd have to have some sort of negotiation.
I'm getting a lot of distortion for you, Gary. I don't know what you've got. I've got a hard time hearing you.
Is this any better?
I don't think so. But it just sounds like it's really garbled. We can hear you, but it's just not real clear. But is Ricard off gathering the army, or is he having a council with his wife and Meister?
I just tell the Meister that I plan to go out there and kill all the men, send all the male boys to the wall, and parse out the women to wherever. I'm very...
First thing I wanted to suggest, my lord, is I know you want to take everyone possible, but you should keep at least half of your garrison here. It is important that we keep this place defended. And once we get to their camp, we should speak with them first before we kill them all.
What's to speak about? Danger my people? They took my son? They took enough words.
All right,
True,
so Ricard goes off. I think Ricard goes off to gather the army. Is that okay?
Right. For Ricard, the best tactic is to talk him down later.
Right.
On the way there. That's kind of
his wife and Meister would probably know this. Gemma might not, because she's a fairly new bride. But Master Duncan's been around for 12 years, so he might know that Ricard gets really hot right away, but over time he can be talked down.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Noted.
You can always intrigue him.
I seriously considered that, but apparently that's going to be for the ride in.
Yeah, you can totally intrigue him. PCs are not immune to intrigue.
I didn't even think about that. That is kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, I was already considering intriguing him, but if the key here is to do so on the way in, then I will save it for on the way in.
Will, that's how you always manage to go drink at the inns. You've got your father wrapped around, intrigued him, saying, I can't do this, so I'm just going to go get some drink.
I
Yeah,
only
this has opened up
communicate
a whole
through
new
notes from now on.
I think that one of our audience members noted that I think that for a lot of us, if we're not used to the intrigue system, we tend to do it all through role play. We're used to other role playing games where there isn't a mechanical system for influencing people like this, and we just role play it. We just act it, and we think, well, I'm perfectly willing to role play being persuaded, and I can do that, and so we tend to avoid the intrigue system out of just a habit, I think. But for this game, I think it's an important subsystem that we should not be afraid to use. It doesn't need to always be a full-blown intrigue. It can be minor sometimes. Fast roll. Anyway, Ricard goes off to marshal the military to be ready in the morning. I'm guessing. Garrett?
As soon as we can.
Well, it's night right now. Are you intending to make a night attack and move at night?
I want to move so we enter the forest at dawn.
Okay. All right. Well, the forest is like not very. It's across the river, so you're going to have to take your army across the ferry. The ferry is not that big, so you're looking at a lot of time to ferry everybody across.
Right. So we need to get started whatever time.
Yeah, you can. You have most of the night, but you'll have to get up early in the morning and get everybody over there, which you can totally do. Like it's totally possible, but it will take a long time to get everybody across the ferry. Especially if you want to take, like, the horses and everything.
Well, the horses aren't going to be able to go in the forest very well, so we're going to go on foot.
Okay, got it. All right, so that leaves Gemma and Master Duncan. If you guys want to plot.
So plot we shall.
Not that I'm saying you have to. I'm just noting. It sounds like the sort of thing that the
How shall we
would do.
Well, maybe it's the Frey blood in her working towards the benefit of House Tanner, of course, trying to work this into a beneficial situation of some way. And there's, at this point, I don't think Jenna knows how many people there are in the... Oh, no, they had the recon from last time, so we know there's a bunch of people just living hermit-like in the woods.
Jamie has told you that there were about maybe 4 or 5 dozen people living in the ruins, and he saw maybe 2 dozen fighters.
So we know...
more people living elsewhere around in the woods, but at that particular building, there were only about 60 people.
And it seems to be they can't all be fighting folk. There've got to be small folk, women, children in there as well.
About 20, about a score of fighters in that group.
So if we perhaps turn this into, we offer them protection, we also gain their numbers in the woods.
That was what I was thinking.
It may anger the alliance with House Barnell, but at the same time, we have the advantage of knowing this group is also at risk by House Barnell, and it's not just our numbers threatening them, it is the numbers from the north as well. As well.
I would like to see why they're doing what they're doing. If we could come to some sort of understanding with them, if they're doing this because they are suffering, if we could bring them into our numbers, treat them, give them what it is that they need, then we don't have to go in there and kill everyone.
I also agree, and I am but a young girl and very ignorant in the ways of warfare, but is there a way we might convince Lord Tanner to send in a small negotiating party before he brings in his martial forces en masse?
Well, he needs to calm down first.
Agreed.
And I think that we will probably have the opportunity to convince him of our ideas. But right now, I wouldn't expect that to be workable.
Perhaps in the meantime, we should work up a couple of care packages. One of the amount in the ransom that was asked for, and perhaps another in trade goods. Some of the wines, some of the blankets, things we might be able to use of more necessity to bargain and negotiate in lieu of the gold, if things go well.
I think that would be something that you would be able to do.
Let's that sounds like some status checks. So first off, if you want to actually get together 500 gold dragons to in case you want to pay the ransom. Gemma, how much do you have?
Personally, she's only got 80 and change.
Oh, I thought you had over 100. Okay.
I don't. No. On my sheet, I've only got 81.
You can try to get that much money, but House Tanner is not wealthy, right? Like 500 gold dragons is a really pretty serious hit.
She'll bring what she's got then.
Oh, well, you can try to gather that money though if you want. I mean, you can gather it if you wish. I mean, you don't have to. You won't take the penalty to your wealth score until you actually lose it. But if you want to gather it, you can.
Let's gather half more for show than to prepare to pay it out.
Okay.
But let's try to gather 250.
You have you're going to roll status for me, and if you have stewardship, you can use that.
I've only got status and breeding.
Okay, so give me a status test.
All right, I got status 4, 13, 17.
Okay. You get together 250 gold dragons, including all of yours. And if you have to actually pay that money out, the house will lose 1 point of wealth.
Okay.
From its stats. You'll have to cancel the festival.
No.
The other thing that you were talking about is sort of getting together a large amount of supplies. Is that right?
A medium amount of supplies, because we got to trek through the woods, and Lord Tanner's definitely going to be suspicious of a couple pack horses of random crap.
So give me an idea of like how much we're talking about here.
Maybe
measure it by pack horses. Like how loaded down horses of how many?
Just one horse of blankets, a couple jugs of wine. Okay. Maybe some bandages, basic medical supplies.
Not cool. But give me a stat.
Yeah, I would be gathering the medical supplies.
Okay.
All right, another status roll.
Not hard.
7. Rolling crap. That's only a 10.
Still, that's enough. Okay, you do so.
Okay.
All right. Duncan, do you want to do anything that night?
Well, I was going to gather medical supplies.
Done.
I don't know what those situations going to be there.
Yeah, well, that's basically herbs and bandages and stuff like that. You've already spent. You have like basically a medical kit for a master. A meister's kit can cost from 50 to 500 silver. You have the 500 silver version. So your personal medical kit is as good as any in Westeros. But then you gather up herbs and bandages and various medications, the milk of the poppy and so on. And you get some jars of that or some ointments and put that in with the rest of the trade goods. If there's anything else you want to do overnight, just let me know.
No, probably just rest.
Okay. All right.
And, I'll be all dressed up in my armor and everything when we leave.
Okay. So very early in the pre-dawn hours, Ricard, did you even sleep that night, Ricard?
I try. I probably don't sleep well.
Okay, but you did sleep. Okay. In the early morning hours before dawn, Ricard rises and goes out to the military forces which are mustered in town. And he begins to lead them away from Tannerton to, let me find my map real fast. Yeah. On the road leading north out of Tannerton to the ferry. Ricard, are you on horseback or are you on foot as well?
I'm also on foot.
Okay. Jenna, it sounds like you and Duncan are both going with him.
Indeed.
Yes, in travel appropriate garb, status appropriate, but she knows where she's going.
Well, you're only status 3, so you don't have to dress super fine. But
She's status 4.
Oh, you are? Okay. So you're in expensive but sturdy traveling clothes.
On foot.
And you have but you're leading a horse loaded with supplies.
Yes.
And you have a bag of about 250 gold dragons on the horse, presumably. Yes?
Let's put that somewhere more discreet. Let's let them...
It's a big bag of money, so you can put it somewhere else, but...
Maester Duncan, might there be room for this in your medicine chest somewhere?
Yes, I do have a horse myself that has the medical supplies on it, so we can put that in there.
Okay, so it's on Master Duncan's horse. Very good.
Okay.
Your 220 or so soldiers, archers, spearmen, and your cavalry on foot pause at the river, and they are ferried across about a dozen people at a time. It's not fast. It takes a while. Why don't I get a check? What's that?
It's gonna be like noon before we get across.
Well, you knew that it was going to take a while, so it's really a matter of figuring out if you planned for the right amount of time. Is Lord Ricard in charge?
Yep.
Okay, give me a warfare test.
Is it command or tactics?
It's definitely not tactics. Just roll straight up warfare.
All right. 11.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. It takes a little bit longer than you thought it would. Young Ned, he's only one guy, and the ferry, there's a lot of customers, but it's a little bit after dawn, maybe about an hour after dawn, by the time you get everybody across, and then you get everybody formed up, and you can now travel west along the river's edge until you're approximately directly south of the ruins, and then you've got about a 3-mile trek through the woods, which you figure might take a couple of hours. Okay.
So I'm going to be. I want to try and arrange it so I'm out front with a couple of men.
Mm-hmm.
At about. What's the visibility in this fog?
Well, you haven't reached the forest yet.
Right.
But you've been told that the forest is almost impenetrable. Now the fog comes and goes, and it's deeper in the vales and less thick on the hills. But sight range inside the forest is, dozens of yards.
Okay, so I want everybody else, I don't know, 30 yards behind me.
You want to be out in front?
Yep.
30 yards from everybody else?
Yep.
Right. Duncan, Gemma, you hear these orders? And Ricard is walking along the river's edge, and his 220 dudes are all like 100 feet behind him.
Right, 'cause I want them when I start talking to Dugan, I want them to arrive at me while I'm in that conversation.
Right.
Okay. I want them to probably have a conversation with him before we get too close.
All right. So, you guys, it takes you about an hour and a half maybe 2 hours to get to the right spot along the river. So it's probably around 10:30 by this point. And then you're now at the edge of the forest. Meanwhile, back with the prisoners. Anybody want to do anything that night?
Yes, I want to try and get out of my bonds so I can attack one of these guys and take their weapon.
I love you, Deborah. Okay. All right.
Benjamin, I'm trying to work this situation.
You work it your way. I'll work it mine. Okay.
What condition is Corlin and Stefan?
I'm sorry?
What condition is Corlin and Stefan? Have we had someone actually look at us at this point?
Well, the healer has to spend 4 hours with each of you, but she's only helping you.
He's only helping me. He's not helping Stefan.
That's correct.
Oh.
But you'll get a better roll, but you don't roll until the whole day goes by. So you're not rolling again until basically sunset. Yeah.
A more role playing thing is like, has they actually had somebody come look at us or not?
Yes. The old woman came over. The old Nan came over, and she pulled the arrow out of you.
All right.
And she sewed you up, and it is so intensely painful. Like I don't know when the last time Corlin was injured. He was probably injured in the war.
Yes, he was injured in the war.
That's when you got your bad knees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this hurts worse than the knees.
Yeah. Freaking keep getting shot in the goddamn legs.
Actually, you took the arrow in the side because remember it was like a kidney or a liver thing.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
okay. Back
to Benjamin. Okay, so there is an actual. I got rules for this. It turns out, the roll to there's a specialty to agility called contortion. So what you're rolling is agility.
Okay.
With the contortion bonus specialty if you have it.
Nope.
Okay, roll it.
13.
Okay. That might do it, actually. I think it's a 12.
Find myself a little nail and start working on my bonds.
Right.
Sharp little edge in the wall.
Agility. Yeah, 12 for ropes. Okay. At some point during the night, you slip your hands free. You get your hands free of your bonds. Now, there's 4 guards and a couple of dogs that are on alert. But it's late. Where's Will during the night? Are you like trying to make friends with Dugan, or do you go back to your friends, or?
Well, it depends on where he dropped me. Am I with everyone else?
Well, initially he just had you sent back to everyone else, but I didn't know what your plans were.
I'm probably, trying to have some chit chat with the guards,
Okay.
Keep myself entertained.
Okay. But yes, Benjamin, you have slipped your hands free of your bonds. No one has noticed yet. Okay.
I want to. Are they all like circling us? Are they sitting at a table eating, drinking?
You guys are on the ground,
right?
Corner of the building, and they've got like, and they're sitting on boxes or on the ground.
Back to us?
No, they're like sideways so they can see you and they can see the rest of the hall. Everyone's kind of pretty close. I mean, you guys don't have a lot of room here. There's 60 people spotted into this ruined hall. So these guys, I mean, you're pretty close. Like they're not quite within arm's reach of you, but they're within weapons reach of you. Like they could take out their axes and bash you without getting up if they had to. But they're pretty close around you. And then there's a couple of dogs, and they're like lying down near their owners, kind of half asleep.
All right. The weapons, are they the weapons side to us or away from us?
They have axes, and their axes are like long-handled sort of fireman axes. Okay. So their axes are like on the ground within easy reach, or one of them's got it like looped on his back, and another one's got it like, you know, sort of stuffed in his belt. They're all kind of do things their own way. They're wearing, their armor is like layers of animal fur, like bear and wolf fur, boar hide, and they all kind of, they use axes, but you know they don't really have, they're not really big on discipline.
So my idea is to try and use my quickness.
Yep.
To basically try and get a weapon, if you're like on the ground, away from one of them and attack one and basically.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to play this out. All right. Benjamin, you're gonna. Why don't you make a roll agility quickness? You have to beat the bandit on initiative. Actually, no. First, roll stealth. Roll stealth first.
Oh, stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good one.
Well, no, but
yeah, that's not a good one. 3.
Okay. Now, all right. So roll agility and quickness.
Dice, be nice to me.
Now remember, you have a subtract your armor penalty from your agility rolls.
Okay. So
subtract from all agility rolls as well as your combat defense.
So a 13.
Okay, 13. Let me look up the bandits. Here we go. Yeah, okay.
I'm nervous.
As well you should be.
I can't.
Corlin is definitely not trying to get Sir Benjamin caught, but definitely is not encouraging him either.
But you actually didn't know that he'd gotten his hands free until he suddenly grabs for an axe. Okay, so Benjamin, you don't actually keep your hands hidden, but your reflexes are so quick that even though the guy, he realizes that you have your hands free and he goes for his axe and you grab it first. So there is your first lesser action, is to grab the weapon. You have a second lesser action, which I'm going to presume is stand up.
Yes.
Okay. So they're going to start acting unless you don't have any destiny points left, right?
Yes, I do. I have a destiny point.
I thought oh, that's right. Okay.
I can use my destiny point.
You spend your destiny point in attack.
Yes.
Okay, you do that. Roll it. Now you're using an axe instead of your sword. So I don't know if I think you have a specialization, so just roll fighting. Now, I do have one question for you. Axes are versatile, which means that you can swing it one-handed, or you can swing it two-handed for more damage.
At this point, since I don't have my shield, 2 hands.
Right. That's what I thought. Okay. Roll go ahead and roll it. And yeah, roll it. Roll fighting.
I don't like these dice. 11.
Okay. You hit him. You hit him twice. So yeah, that is, you got 2 degrees of success. So the axe damage is, let me look it up. Here we are. Battle axe. Adaptable. Athletics. What's your athletics score?
My athletics is a 3 with 1 die strength.
Okay, so the strength only adds to weapons that have the powerful modifier. This is where I tell you, because I've been looking this up all last couple of weeks. You need a great sword. If you get a great sword, you can add your strength as damage.
Okay.
And you will be insane. But anyway, so your athletics is 3, so you will do 4 with an axe two-handed. So since you hit with 2 degrees of success, you do 8. He has some armor. His armor absorbs 5 of that, so he takes 3. So you swing the axe down, and he tries to leap out of the way, and you cut him along the arm, and he takes 3 health.
Where'd they put our weapons?
You don't know. They were given out. Like all of your belongings were given out to other bandits.
Oh, I thought it was just.
They're just kind of around.
Yeah, all of your stuff was given away to the other outlaw families. Like,
So it's not a convenient pile near her with my two-handed sword.
no.
Jerk.
Your two-handed sword was given to one of the outlaws, and it was like, here, and he took it, and he's like, oh yeah, I like this, and so one of the outlaws has it.
Right.
You mean
Your bow.
Well, Stefan just has a bow.
No, he found the sword in the middle on the bottom of
He
the.
has an awesome sword now.
Stefan he has a Castle Forge greatsword.
Yes.
Had.
You might want to be looking for that, Sir Benjamin. You get that in your hands, you're definitely going to do a lot more damage than that axe.
All right, the guy whose axe you grabbed, he it's his action, but he obviously can't attack you in that. Gosh, what is the rules for like grappling or disarming in this game?
Stefan wants to do something stupid when he gets a chance. So
Okay, Stefan, what would you like to do? I am all for doing something stupid.
Join me.
Join me, Luke.
Now my feet are not bound, right?
Correct.
We shall rule the universe together.
Then I will get up and just shoulder one of these guys
Okay.
to throw him off balance. So I want to do it in a way that's advantageous to her.
Oh, so okay, so we're going to treat this as an assist action.
Okay.
We're going to treat it as an assist action, and if you, with the assist, you will add to Benjamin's attack or subtract from the bandit's attack. Okay.
All right.
Jason disarms on 174.
Oh, thank you. He's going to try and
Now Corlin will think I'm worthy.
all right. You get up with your lesser action, and you're going to assist Benjamin. So why don't you roll fighting? You are minus you. You have a what is your fighting normally? 2?
I think so. Oh,
Okay, roll.
I'm looking at the wrong guy. Look at the wrong guy. Yeah, fighting is 2.
Roll 2 dice. Keep 1, and then subtract 2.
Ugh,
Oh, how many dice do you say?
2.
Roll 2 dice.
Take
Roll
one.
2 dice. Keep 1, and then subtract 2.
1.
Okay. Well, you like get up, and then you're like, oh shit, this hurts.
Your leg goes back out from under you again.
I mean, you all see Stefan like get up, heroically get up and try to help Benjamin, and then all the blood floods from his head. He's like, oh my god, this hurts so much. He just kind of collapses back to his knees. And, okay, so the outlaw is going to try a disarm maneuver. Now, the way that we're doing this, Benjamin, is that on the first round, it's just you and the guy whose weapon you stole. But
Okay.
on the subsequent rounds, the other guards around you are going to start doing something. He's going to try and roll fighting. Yeah. Benjamin tries to like grab for the axe, but you easily ward him off. Okay. Does anybody else want to do something in this looming disaster?
Yeah, so Corlin is going to try to quietly slip his bonds.
Okay.
He's not going to necessarily join into the fight because although he is trained, unless I can get a bow or a crossbow or something like that in my hands, I'm going to have too many penalties for my wounds to actually do it.
Roll your agility. And I don't think you have contortions, right?
No, but I have a 4 dice in agility. So
Right. So roll 4, get rid of 1, roll 4, keep 3, and then subtract 2.
yeah, it's roll and then subtract 2. I'm going to subtract 4.
Why do you subtract?
Because of your wounds.
Well, 2 for my wounds, 2 for my armor.
Oh, yes, that's correct. Yes. Roll 4, keep 3, and then subtract 4.
Wow. I got a 4.
Your bonds are too tight. They really got you. Yeah, you can't. Maybe they retightened them when the nurse was coming over to look at you.
Yeah, I'm not getting out.
You're not getting out. Anybody else? Will? What would you like? You were like, you were chatting with the guards when suddenly Benjamin leapt up, grabbed an axe, and clobbered one of them.
I'm going to try to distract the guard that Benjamin is tussling with, which is on 174. Roll a cunning test.
Roll it. You're pulling out all the advanced actions, which is great. Thank you for
7.
You succeed. No, I'm sorry. His passive will is 8, so no.
Damn.
He's got a 2. An 8 is like the basic target. That's a low cunning. Your cunning is. I'm surprised you rolled. You must roll really poorly.
I have a 3. I'm not the most cunning. I'm persuasive.
Yeah. Well, you only needed an 8. All right. So you start to talk, but you're kind of shocked by the sudden violence that Benjamin is doing, and you're thinking all of my well-placed intrigues are going to naught. Anybody else? Maehna?
Maehna's injured. She's got no chance in hell. No bow, no falcon.
Well, your falcon is around somewhere. You're pretty sure it's around somewhere. It's probably waiting if you want to do
Scratch their eyes out.
I don't know if it can. Can it do that?
It can assist. It adds a bonus die to someone in fighting combat if you want. You can have it assist her.
Oh, I didn't know it could assist other people.
Sure.
And
Falcon.
yeah.
Eyes down, and they're like, ah!
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes!
Is that the name of your falcon? Should we name your falcon Boo? Okay.
Sure.
All right. Go for the eyes, Boo! All right, so your falcon, who has been waiting all this time, swoops in through the open ceiling of the hall. And as long as it's not shot dead and coming, until that happens, Benjamin's going to get a bonus fighting die.
Awesome.
As it starts harassing your target. Okay. Top of the round. Benjamin, your turn. You've got 3 guards now with axes. And attack you on this turn. With no weapon.
Well, I want to try and attack one of them that's got a weapon. So.
Okay.
Die.
You're gonna get a bonus die for the falcon.
Yep.
So add that in.
Okay. That's a little bit better. 17.
You hit 3 times. That's 12 damage. No, 4 times 3 is you do 12 damage. So he takes 7. How would you like to defeat him? Death, maiming, unconsciousness.
Let's maim him and have the if we can have the axe kind of go towards my people.
Oh, you want to you want his weapon to fall within reach of one of your allies?
Yes.
Okay. So you're like chop his arm off?
Yes.
Okay. A severed arm lands in the middle of your imprisoned group, still clutching its axe. Okay.
Now you guys got an axe and a bludgeon weapon.
So get cracking. This is an escape. Okay. This princess saves herself. All right. There's 2 guards. Everybody else roll agility. Remember any penalties for injuries, wounds, and armor. Roll agility.
Doing great. 3.
8.
Nice. Turned hard.
Okay.
Agility roll.
Agility roll. Sorry.
Someone had an 8.
Me.
8 for Will.
penalties.
Oh, is this initiative?
It is initiative, so you're rolling agility with quickness, and then subtract your wounds, injuries, and armor.
Yes, because I am better at that.
Got an 8.
Subtract your injuries, wounds, and armor.
There is a severed arm with an axe within reach.
Jason, the AP is armor
Yeah,
penalty.
I did that.
So
Okay.
Maehna's leather armor gives her an armor penalty, right?
I think maybe like
Minus
AP
one.
-1. So yeah, then Maehna's actually at 0.
0 for Maehna. 8 for Will, and also for Stefan. Corlin, what'd you get?
Just a second.
I should know I can't just stand here and wait to be rescued.
That's right.
Could be worse. She could be playing a gnome.
Sorry about this. Okay, let's just do it this way.
So you got a bludgeon weapon, an arm.
Reroll one more.
Right back.
That doesn't change my results. I got a 5.
Okay.
And I've got an axe.
All right, Benjamin's gone. Will, your move.
So I don't know what I can do here. I'm still bound.
You are still bound. You are sitting on the ground. Benjamin has just chopped the arm off one of these bandits, and the axe has landed basically in your group. There's 2 more guards standing next to you and a couple of dogs.
I'm gonna, knowing that they're not gonna try to kill me. Can I launch myself at the guy that Benjamin's gonna try to kill next and try to knock that person prone?
There's 2 of them. You're not sure who she's going to try to kill next, but
Knock one prone and I'll attack it.
whichever one you attack is probably who she'll attack next.
There's a knockdown that I'm looking at the advanced actions, but I don't know. I'm just thinking like running at someone, throwing my body at them, and trying to.
That sounds like what Stefan was trying to do, and we were going to call it an assist action to basically add to Benjamin's attack total.
Yeah.
So make a fight, roll fighting.
Fight with me if I didn't try and.
It's right.
That's like really good. 17. That's great for me.
Okay. You are going to you are assisting, so that will add to Benjamin's next attack roll. Benjamin, you get Will, what's your fighting score?
3.
Well, it's not a big bonus, but it's 1. So you add 1 to your attack total when you attack. Benjamin.
Awesome.
And it's not much.
Give me dice.
All right. Will, you get in the way of the bandit. Let's see if there's anything for getting particularly high. I don't see any. I don't see any additional benefits for rolling especially well. Okay. The hounds get up off the ground and they're gonna attack Benjamin. Benjamin, what's your defense?
Combat defense is 5.
Okay. They snarl and bite and they try to get through your armor but fail. They hit you, but they fail to penetrate your armor. Stefan.
Okay, so is there anything that like would intimidate? Like If I pick up the arm and start beating people with it, does that add anything? Is that like an intimidation thing?
Sure.
I wouldn't think it would, but I don't know.
I'll give you a bonus die, but I'll give you a bonus die. I mean, you're going to need it, right? Because you're badly injured and bleeding and, really hurt. But sure, I'll give you a bonus die. You want to intimidate, or you could, yeah, sure. Or, I mean, it's not much of a weapon, but you can club somebody with it if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna jam the stump of it into one of these guys' faces. Hopefully he'll just flinch back instinctively, giving Benjamin the shot he needs.
All right, you grab the arm off the ground, and it's like blood shooting out of it, and you try to like use it as if it was a torch, and you try to ram it into the guy's face.
Precisely.
Okay, roll fighting.
That is a cunning plan.
Roll fighting, and don't forget to subtract 1 die, and then subtract your armor penalty and your wound penalty.
I don't have an armor penalty, so I'm a wound penalty. So 9.
What's your fighting?
2.
Well, you're rolling 2 dice, but then you have to subtract the highest die. No, subtract.
I thought you give me a bonus die.
No, okay. All right, so you're rolling 3 dice.
Right.
That was for intimidation, not hitting someone with the arm. But that's okay.
Oh.
All right, that's fine. We'll give it to you for shock value. Okay, no, okay. So
I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
That's okay. You clobber him with the arm. All right. Well, we'll treat this as an improvised weapon. Okay.
All right, my goal is more to get him distracted than it is.
Okay. All right. So you all right. Use distracted then. Yeah. So you're also assisting. So Benjamin, you're getting another +1 onto your die roll. 1 from Will and 1 from Stefan. As everyone tries to block for Sir Benjamin. Okay?
Block for Sir Benjamin.
Corlin.
Yeah, Corlin.
Sorry.
Sitting there.
It's all good.
Yeah, I got a phone call. Sorry about that. Yeah, Corlin is still tied up.
Yes.
So am I. I should have done that. I could have done that.
How did you do that with your hands tied up? Okay.
Try and get it untied first and then do it.
That's all right. You can still be assisting. You're just assisting without using the club as a weapon, the arm as a weapon.
All right. I apologize for that.
That's right.
That's why it was extra impressive.
It was.
He grabbed it with his teeth.
The camera does a close shot of him getting hit in the face, and it pans away, and I'm tied up. Everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
Continuity error.
Apparently, Stefan is really well hung. Maybe that's what he used. All right.
Why do you think he's called Long Arm?
Okay, we have now gone from a PG to an R.
Okay, it's Westeros, man. This is HBO. Okay.
Yeah. Corlin is
Wiener,
trying to get out of his bonds. I rolled a whopping 2 this time.
And you already tried to escape your bonds and failed, so you are in your bonds until you until you're done.
There's not much I'm going to do. If I get it, I'll roll to assist.
Yes. Okay.
My assisting will be if anybody comes near me or backs up near me or whatever. I'm going to try to kick them in the knees or just literally roll underneath them or something. Just basically
knock their feet out from under the wall.
Roll fighting. You need a 12.
Yeah, that's probably not happening.
You never know.
Not the way I'm rolling tonight.
So then we're due, right?
So got a 7. That's my best roll yet.
The outlaw's turn. There's 2 of them. All right.
One's on the ground.
No, they're both. There's 2 of them that are armed. Because you killed one, and another one does not have an axe.
I did, yeah. So
there's 2 that are still up and fighting. All right, let's see how they do when they just try to kill you. They need to roll high to penetrate your armor, but your armor isn't that. It's not impossible. It's just hard. Okay.
It will rescue us.
Not a doubt in my mind, miss.
What's your combat defense?
5.
Okay. So, okay. One of them swings and your mail stops it. The other one gets through, and you take you feel your ribs creak a little bit. He does 3 points through your armor, so you take 3 health.
Okay.
They're all shouting at this point. Like the camp is starting to rouse. Okay. There's other bandits getting up. There's guards that were outside of the building. One of the guy who lost his axe is grabbing someone else's. The guy who's had his arm chopped off, he's out. But the others are rallying, and there's going to be more people fighting basically every round.
Right. I'm trying to keep my back to the wall so nobody can get behind me.
Okay. The outlaws have gone. Maehna, your falcon is assisting Benjamin, along with the other heroes.
So the epic arm to the face did not happen, or
it did not happen because Stefan's arms are tied. He could not actually swing an arm.
Okay, so the arm is still actually nearby.
Indeed, it is.
The arm and the axe.
Yes. Yeah, there's an axe on the floor. Yeah.
Maehna's, despite all my bonus or lack thereof, you know what? Let's glory point spend animal handling to charm the dogs from not attacking Benjamin.
Okay, all right. So, you're gonna have to good. Okay, so roll your animal handling. Now you have a bonus die on charm anyway, I think.
Yes.
And don't you have? I thought we gave you a benefit that made you better at that.
We did.
No, I guess not. Okay, so you have animal handling 5, and you're rolling 1 bonus die for charm. You get a second bonus die because of your. Well, that's what we did. We gave you the charm specialization.
Yep.
So you get a second bonus die for your glory point. So you're rolling 7, and then you would keep 5, but you are wounded, so you keep 4, and then you subtract 2 for your wounds. So roll 7 first.
All right. Rolling 7, keeping 4.
Yep, and then subtracting 2 from that.
Oh, can someone with more dice than me, please? Because I've only got 3.
We'll use the die roll room. Okay?
All right, cool. Yes, please.
All right, so we're going to roll 7d6, high 4, minus 2. Total is 17.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. You have the dogs distracted. Like you're like distracted.
I was kind of thinking of like chucking the arm at the dogs.
Oh,
like
that's a
mealtime.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can't chuck it because of course your arms are tied, but you can like kick it.
Well, her hands or her feet aren't, so she can kick the leg over.
Yeah. So you kick the leg over towards the dogs, and they start fighting over the arm. Like, and yeah. Okay. Good. They're distracted, like eating the arm. So we'll work until they get attacked. If someone tries to command them, there'll be a roll. They'll have to beat your animal handling roll, that sort of thing. Okay? Good. Okay. Top of the round. Benjamin.
Okay, so there was the one that was knocked down. Did he get back up?
There's a You're currently facing two bandits, two outlaws. One of them hit you with his axe and did a little damage. The other one failed.
Okay, well, I want
But
to.
you're back up against the wall, and these two guys are basically right in front of you.
I'm going to try and attack one of them.
The Falcon is assisting you, and your teammates are like trying to make as much hassle as possible to make these guys easier for you to attack. You get a bonus die for the Falcon and +1 for Stefan's Stefan Longdick.
Didn't you have another +1 as well?
Yeah, I had 2 +1s.
Okay.
Because
Will
had knocked one down.
All right. So so you're rolling. So you get a bonus die for the Falcon and then +2.
15.
Okay. You hit 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. So the damage is 4 times 3 is 12. He takes 7, which is enough to kill him. How would you like to defeat him?
If I can, I'd like to do the exact same thing and give us another axe.
You chop another arm off, and we'll say you chop his hand off this time.
Okay.
And his axe falls to the ground.
Come on, guys. These stupid axes I'm giving you. Cut your bonds.
Will.
I'm gonna see if I can break free.
All right. Well, you just have to get your. Why don't you give me an agility check to get your bonds in contact with the axe? That's the axes that are on the ground in front of you.
It's a 5.
A 5 is really low, so you fail.
I flail around like a fish.
Yeah, Will's rolling around trying to get his hands back there to the axe, and he can't get it. The hounds are distracted. Stefan, you hear more hounds coming, though, with their guards from outside the building.
Well, now we have a hand we can give them.
I want to.
That was a cool gimmick that worked once. Don't overplay it. Stefan.
Yeah, I want to get an axe to Corlin so we can cut his bonds.
Well, this would be a lot easier for you to cut your hands if you cut your bonds first, right? Like you could.
Like I said, I want to get an axe and cut my bonds first before I have to
roll agility. Don't forget about your penalties.
I won't. 8.
You cut your bonds.
Woohoo!
And pick up the axe. Stefan is now armed. Everybody back off. Corlin.
Corlin is basically he's going to take, I think, what is it called? I'm looking at it right here.
You swing it just like a sword.
I want to swing it just like a bow.
He is taking, what do they call it here?
Yes.
I am actually going to take the pass action, basically. I'm waiting for the opportune moment to act.
Yeah. Okay. So you delay.
I'm delaying. Give me 2 bonus dice on my next action. So I'm waiting to see if I can assist Sir Benjamin.
Yes, you're not delaying. You're taking no action.
I've taken no action.
You'll have 2 bonus dice next round.
Exactly.
Okay. Outlaw's turn. There's one outlaw still facing Benjamin. So he's going to roll. You said your defense is 5?
Yep.
So he hits you, but not enough to penetrate your armor. He does 6, and I think that's your armor.
Yep.
And you see 4 more outlaws running up.
I can do this all night.
There are 4 more men are running up. They use their actions to sprint. They are followed by their dogs. There's 2 dogs with them. They have axes in their hands. They are not completely within melee range yet. They are not running up close enough for you to attack them, but they are close enough that they will be able to move up and attack you on their next action. The outlaw that had lost his axe at the beginning of the fight has come back into the fight with another axe, and he takes a swing at you, but does not penetrate your armor. Maehna.
Try to cut the bonds.
Okay, make a agility test, and don't forget your wound penalties.
All right.
Oh, or should I roll for you?
That's just gonna be 1 die for me. So.
Well, no, you roll. Your agility is only 2.
3, but I'm at -2 for the wound.
Well, you roll 3 dice, and then you keep the best 2, and then subtract 2.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah, the wounds are -1 to your final result. The injury is -1 dice. It essentially turns one of your test dice into a bonus dice.
Okay. All right. So keeping 2 gives me a 10. -2 is 8.
That's enough. You cut your bonds, and you stand up with an axe.
Okay.
And then one second.
Another axe.
Yes, everything seems to be going well.
Till I get an arrow in my side. Just in time for you to show up and rescue us.
This all happens overnight while he's getting ready.
I'll hold him off until you get here, Simon.
You couldn't have just pretended to be bound until I arrived.
All right.
No.
All right. And so, yes, that's exactly what happens, Benjamin. You're like, I can do this all night, and you see more men running towards you, and the outlaws kind of believe you, frankly, because you have taken some damage, but they don't know how many of them you'll kill before, or how many you'll dismember before they reach you. Then an arrow suddenly appears in your chest.
Oh.
And you take it's a total damage of, let's see, your armor is reduced by 1 because it's piercing. So your armor becomes 5 instead of 6.
Okay.
And then he hits you 3 times for a total of 15. So your armor subtracts 5 from that, so you take 10 health.
Okay.
Ow.
All right. Go ahead. You know what? I'm going to take a wound and soak that thing.
Okay, so you take a wound. Okay, so you take no health damage.
Yep.
But now you have a wound, and it's like, okay, everybody's seen Fellowship of the Ring. We all know exactly how this is going to play out, right? You're Boromir now, and you have this arrow sticking out of your chest, and you're like, okay, whatever it's touching should not be having an arrow in it. Right? So you're -1 die on everything.
Okay.
But you keep all of your health. Top of the round, Benjamin.
And then
I got
arrow
1 die.
You have a bonus die from the Falcon still, but you lost the other pluses because those guys were busy doing other stuff.
Right. Okay. So I still have 2 in front of me, right?
You do.
So
You have the first guy who got an axe and came back, and then you have another guy. So you're rolling your fighting with one bonus die, but you'll subtract an extra die because of your wound.
right. All right. So 15.
Okay. You're taking away. You're rolling. What's your fighting? Your fighting is 4.
So fighting is 4, so I rolled 5.
Rolling 5, and you're taking away 3. Taking away 2.
And I took away 2, and I got a 6, a 4, and a 5. So.
Yeah, okay, good. All right. Forgive me. I'm just checking because
Yeah. No.
So 15. So that hits them 3 times, and you do another. You kill another one. How do you want it? You defeat him.
Into the chest.
Okay.
I got one in the chest. He can have one in the chest.
You sink your axe into the chest of a third bandit who collapses to the ground, blood fountaining out of his body. Will.
I'm going to try to wiggle out of my bonds, but I'm going to spend a destiny point so I could have a chance.
Okay. That is converted. So you're rolling agility.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna add a bonus die.
You want to get a bonus die with a destiny point? You're not burning it, you're just spending it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so take a bonus die. Do you have any glory?
I do have one.
You could spend glory to get another bonus die if you want.
I think I'm fine.
Okay.
13.
That's enough. You wiggle free of your bonds. That's a lesser action, and then you get up.
And I'm gonna run.
You don't have any actions left.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm planning on doing. I'm getting in the sprinting pose.
Okay. Stefan.
You have an axe.
I have an axe.
There's a man in front of you, and there's 4 more that are about 5 or 6 yards away.
I want to move to Corlin and cut him free.
Okay, you do so.
We're in the thick of it now.
Corlin, your turn.
All right. Is there a sword or a bow nearby?
There are no swords and no bows.
All right. Even
I have a dead body with an axe.
yeah.
I'm weaponizing the party.
We are weaponized.
All right. So my other alternative is I'm going to grab Stefan and actually try to sneak away in the confusion. Not like to run away, more like to get out of the fray so we can't be used against Sir Benjamin. Yeah, right.
Well, you're in a corner, and there's guys charging towards you. So you're not in a position to be rolling stealth in any sense. Okay.
All right. So even though Sir Benjamin is causing a ruckus over there, there's people
over there is like a foot from you. Like you guys are in a corner, and there's like literally 50 pairs of eyes staring at all of you.
All right. So smoke bombs?
Well, is there a fire?
Yes, there is. It's not very close to you, but there's a fire up maybe a few yards away.
If there's like a pitcher of water or wine nearby, you can throw it in the fire. That would create a lot of smoke.
Yeah, I think.
Or put the fire out.
Or put the fire out, which is good for us too.
Yeah, I think that I mean we're gonna get shot down with arrows.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Yeah, I'm thinking through this through my head, so I'm trying to think. What would Corlin actually try to do here? Because we're all going to get killed because of this stupid hedge knight.
Whatever you're going to do.
I didn't want to surrender in the first place.
Okay, guys. Number 1, whatever you're going to do, you get 2 bonus dice for it. Number 2, whatever you're going to do it now because it's late.
Yeah, so I am going to try to rush kind of away from Sir Benjamin.
Yep.
I'm just going to try to knock some guy down if I can to try to open things up.
Okay.
If I can get through, I will. If I won't, I'm going to just knock someone down and step back near Sir Benjamin.
Okay, so you're trying to basically break through the line of attacking outlaws.
Yeah, just either give us space if it doesn't work very well, or literally give us a spot to run to.
Roll fighting.
All right.
I'm gonna
I'm
die.
sorry, I'm wrong. Roll athletics.
Athletics.
Roll athletics.
Yes, athletics is better. I like that better.
Roll athletics. Don't forget your injuries and wounds penalties.
Okay, so 6 dice 6 minus 3 minus 2. Okay, here we go. 13.
Okay, you add 2 because you're moving. So your total is what?
15.
You knock him down. You get up, you charge, or you run towards one of the outlaws and you knock him down. He hits the ground. That's your action. Lesser action to move, a lesser action for the knockdown, okay?
All right.
So there were 4 outlaws charging you guys. Corlin has knocked one of them to the ground.
And I'm going to scream a couple of words is allowed. I will scream, "We got to get to cover or they'll just shoot us down."
Okay, the outlaw that's right next to Corlin is going to axe him.
Aww.
Okay, these axes don't hurt.
Corlin, what's your defense?
My combat defense is a 10.
Okay. What's your armor?
It is a 3.
Okay, so 6 damage minus 3 armor is 3. 3 health.
Yep. And that's pretty much going to kill Corlin.
No, you got all your health back.
You got your health back.
Oh, I have my health back. Yes. I take 3.
You take 3.
Like I said, these things don't hurt.
No,
Okay.
no.
The other 2 outlaws, seeing that you survived the first axe hit, are going to move towards you. The second one...
I'm literally bound.
Second one bounces off your armor. Your defense is what again? I've forgotten.
10.
10.
And we'll cut Corlin free.
Oh, I did. I did get cut free. That's right.
Yeah, Corlin's free. You wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't have your 10 combat defense if you were still bound. All right. So Corlin is now in melee with 3 dudes. The 3 dudes that were charging instead just are fighting Corlin. One of them hurt him. The other 2, their axes are bouncing off of his armor.
You're going to make me get away from my wall, aren't you?
There's still one guy, I think, fighting Benjamin. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I believe that's right. A 15 Benjamin hits you 3 times because your defense is 5.
Yes.
So you're going to take another 3 health,
Okay.
which puts you at...
That's 3 health and I have 1 wound.
You're at 3 health. Yeah, okay. All right. Maehna, your turn.
Holding action, she's kind of more queuing off of Lord Tanner, as has been her MO.
Okay.
So seeing that Will's getting prepared to flee, she's still got the axe that was originally the axe formerly known as Hand. So she's, even though she doesn't really know how to use it, is more going to use it in defense of her lord. Will hold action.
Yep. Okay, so you wait. Now, if you want to declare now, right now, you can take a pass, which means that you don't take an action, but your next action, you get 2 bonus dice. If you want to just delay, then you can delay, but you won't get that benefit.
No, we're going to delay because I'm so low in the round.
All right. 1 second. All right. Another arrow comes from Dugan. Dugan shoots you again, Benjamin.
Yeah, I figured he does.
This one's not as bad of a hit. It's like in your shoulder, but you're taking another 5 health. You can cancel health equal to your endurance by taking an injury.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, take an injury.
That negates the 3. That makes it down to 2 health.
2. You know what? I'm going to die, so I'm just going to take the 1 injury.
So you take 2 injuries?
I can take 2. Yeah, let's.
I'm just confused. You've got 5 health. You can do it however you want.
Right, I'm going to take 1 injury and 2 health, which leaves me with 1 health, basically.
Okay, yeah, 1 health left. Okay. So Benjamin takes an arrow to the shoulder. And then top of the round. It's Benjamin's turn.
I got to keep this up. Guys, go! I can't do it much longer.
Benjamin decided to guard the rear as you all run. Okay. You still have a bonus die from Maehna's Falcon. But you have an injury. You have an injury and a wound now.
So 12.
Okay. You hit twice, so you do 8. Their armor is 5, so this guy takes 3. You guys can see that Benjamin's blows are a little bit weaker now. He's starting to fade. But you do 3, so that's about half of this bandit's health. He takes 3 health, and he still has 3 left. Will, your turn.
Oh my God.
Where's Duncan at?
Duncan? Duncan is with you.
You're far, I think.
Yeah,
You
this
guys are
is
coming like in the morning.
this happened in the middle of the night.
I mean,
Yeah.
what's his name? The Red.
Oh, you mean Dugan?
Dugan. I'm sorry.
Dugan's like in the middle of the hall shooting Benjamin with arrows.
How far is that?
Probably about 20 yards.
All right, thanks.
So my plan is to run
Yeah.
and create as much of a distraction. And in the thought that people are going to, I mean, they can't kill me and they're going to pay attention to me. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to try and take off in a route away from everyone,
Well, so
looking for some way to
there's a
slip
corner.
out. Yeah.
there's a corner, and Corlin ran off towards one, like trying to make a breakout, and he knocked one of them down, but then 3 other guys surrounded him. So there actually is an opening on the other way of the corner. Like if Corlin went left, you go right.
Yeah.
Right? And you can run that way and maybe get out of get out of the hall.
Yes.
So what
This
is
is athletics, right?
No, well, first, what's your sprint speed?
It is 16.
Okay. Well, that's as fast as anybody without running specialization runs. So yeah, give me an agility test to bob and weave. I know roll running is athletics, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm really bad at that, so I may spend another destiny here.
Is your agility better?
Yes.
Roll agility. You're rolling basically like dodge or something.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a destiny as well.
Okay, that gives you a bonus die.
It's an 8.
Okay, well, that's not super good, but okay.
No. I'm not very nimble.
So you run 16 yards, and you run past the fight with Benjamin and the outlaw. You run past the fight with Corlin and the 3 dudes with axes. And are you like doing anything in particular to try to draw attention, or do you just figure everyone's going to be paying attention to you?
I figure everyone's going to be paying attention.
So you run. Do you have a weapon?
No, I didn't grab anything.
Okay. You run. And you're like knocking tent flaps aside and jumping over a campfire, and like you're just basically running through a crowd of people looking for an exit. Okay. And that number that you rolled is effectively the defense. Like that's what someone has to roll to catch you, to grab you. Okay. If they can miss for one turn, you can break out of the building and run into the forest.
Okay.
Okay.
What role was that, Jason? Because Maehna's gonna try to follow.
Okay.
Lord
He's rolling agility.
Will, so.
He's rolling he's rolling dodge. He's rolling agility, and I'm allowing him. We can use the dodge specialization if you have that.
All right, now Maehna's just got agility 3. I've still got my wound penalty.
Roll it. You follow Will.
So I'm rolling 2.
Well, you roll the dice, but you remove one of them for your wound.
All right, so roll 3, keep 1.
No, roll. You have 1 wound and you have 2 injuries. So you roll all 3 dice. You keep
Okay.
2 of the dice, and then you subtract 2 points from that result.
Got. All right. 7.
Okay. So you're right behind Will, and you know, maybe not quite as agile as him, but you're you know, once again, not sort of running through a crowd, and some people are getting out of the way. You know, kids are shouting, women are hollering. Did you want to? Your Falcon is still assisting Benjamin?
Let's recall the Falcon to Maehna.
Okay. Stefan.
Question is, how will I remember?
All right.
Here comes the classic copyrighted Garrett move.
I'd be insulted if my moves weren't so awesome.
I'd be insulted if I was wrong, but I'm not.
Is there anything in the hallway that I could use to block the hallway? Like a table or anything?
Calling it a hallway, it's not a hallway, it's a hall. It's a big hall.
Right.
Like,
is there anything? All right.
A big rectangular house with the roof's gone. It's not a hallway.
Well, he's gonna kill us no matter what now. So
Use a dead body for cover.
Shield.
Human shield.
yeah.
Go, they'll
How
kill
far
me.
can I run?
Your sprint speed should be listed on your character sheet.
Oh, sorry.
Your sprint is
It's covered up here.
might not be there. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't think it was on there.
There. Okay. So, well, you don't. Your armor is 0 books, so 16 yards. You can run 16 yards. You run as fast as Will Tanner does.
Oh, if I can get you guys.
The moon should reduce your move, but
Yeah.
I guess they don't. I don't know. I haven't looked that up. We'll look it up later. For now, we'll just call it adrenaline.
All right. Can I pick? Oh, can I pick up a body and keep it? But and I don't even know how to word this, so probably not. and hold it up so
You answer your own question, isn't it? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. All right, well.
Should I keep going and come back to you? I'm trying to keep this moving.
I'm sorry. All right, so I'm going to move towards Dugan.
Okay. There's a group of outlaws fighting in between you and Dugan, but you can't sprint because you can't run a straight line, but you can take a double move. So for you, that's 8 yards, and you wind around the outlaws in this kind of along the same path Will and Maehna went, except that instead of running for the exit like they are, you're running towards Dugan.
Right.
So he sees you coming towards him with an axe.
Yeah.
You're through the fight, Gary. I'm sorry. I'm trying to wrap up this fight before we wrap for the night. We should have ended 20 minutes ago, and I'm sorry about that. So you're probably about 10 or 15 yards from Dugan now, but you are outside of the skirmish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Benjamin, how many men have you killed?
3.
All of
Okay.
them.
All of them.
I still have an axe on the ground next to my feet.
There's more men getting up. There were men that were asleep, resting. And so some of them are getting up and getting weapons. You see this, Stefan, as you run out from the corner and start running towards Dugan. Corlin, your turn. You got 3 men on you with axes, and you got a guy on the ground that you just knocked over.
Basically, we're just like screwed here. I'm just trying to get away from these guys. I mean, I don't even have a weapon in my hand.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'll take the dodge action and try to basically move away.
Well, dodge is a greater action, so it normally takes up your whole action. But
dodge allows you to move as well. That's one of the things it allows you to do.
Let's. I'm sure you're right because but I want to look it up real fast so I can see what's going on. Dodge. Yeah, here we go. You may move up to half your movement. So you're moving like 2 yards.
Yeah, I know. I'm not moving very far.
Okay.
But I'm going to be doing that. So.
Yep. Roll it.
Okay. So 4 dice. Three.
Remember all your penalties.
Yeah, -2. All right. So it raises my combat defense to an 11.
Okay, that's your combat defense.
Yep, and I'm going to be moving. Basically, I'm trying to move away from Sir Benjamin. I'm trying to move towards the edge of the camp where basically I can make a break for it. And I'm actively like, hey guys, you know, this doesn't have to end in more bloodshed. You know, I'm already.
One of the outlaws takes a move and attacks you with his axe.
Yeah, I thought that might happen.
You got a 16. Your combat defense is 11. He hits you twice for a total of 6 health. Your armor resists 3, so you take 3 more.
All right, so that's all the health I had left.
Okay, so are you going down?
I'm basically going to go down because that means I'm going to have to take an injury, which immediately becomes a wound.
So you're defeated?
Yeah, I'm defeated.
Okay, so and you didn't choose to be defeated. The enemy is defeating you.
Yeah, I mean that's well, I mean, yeah, I mean I think I can't choose at this point, right?
You have to use your action to do that. Your action is to be defeated. All right, so everyone sees Corlin like trying to like raise his hands and back away, and one of the outlaws comes up and sinks his axe into Corlin's head. He falls down stone cold dead.
Oh, and there he goes. Thank you, Sir Benjamin.
You're welcome.
Falls with 2 fingers raised.
Hey, if you would have surrendered in the first place, we'd probably been in this.
All right, you guys can have this fight in the afterlife. All right. A second outlaw takes a charge action against Stefan. He's minus 1 die on this attack, but he gets a bonus on damage if he hits. Instead of rolling 4, keeping 3, he's rolling 4, keeping 2. You get to 12. Stefan, what's your combat defense?
7.
He hits you twice. His damage is increased with the charge. So instead of doing 3, he does 5. Doubled is 10. You have any armor?
1.
You take 9 health.
All right.
How would you like to take that?
I can take it as a wound. You
can take it as a wound because your endurance went up in between sessions.
And I will do so.
Okay, you do that. He chops. He swings his axe at your back, and you're pretty sure something is open back there. Everyone sees Stefan take an axe to the back, but he's still going. Third one charges Benjamin. Benjamin, what's your defense these days?
7. 9, sorry, 5.
5, okay. He hits you once and does 5 damage, which bounces off your armor. Second one is still in melee with you. He doesn't charge. He just makes a regular attack. He hits you twice, which is not enough to penetrate your armor. The other outlaws that are getting up, they look like they're going to go after Will and Maehna. Maehna, you are running. You want to just go after Will now? Is that your?
Oh yeah, I'm just following Will.
Okay, following Will. Okay.
Defending Will, really. I mean, if it looks like a guy's going for Will, then Maehna's going to intercede.
Okay. an arrow comes out of the darkness. Actually, no. Okay, so Stefan, you
Magic missile from the darkness.
You are charging Dugan. If nothing else, you're going to obstruct his shot. You're like right in the middle of his arrow shot on Benjamin, right? Which I think is kind of sounds like your intention.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay. He's going to shoot you. You see a brief moment of hesitation because he doesn't particularly want to kill the kid, but you're in his way. You asked for it. You rolled a 22?
Oh, you're welcome.
That key was the sound of your doom.
So your defense was
Because it's our party.
What's that?
your defense was 7.
Yeah.
So your armor of 1 is reduced to 0 because it's a longbow with piercing.
No
So
problem.
he hits you 3 times. No, he hits you 4 times. 7, 12, 17, and 22. He does 20 health to you. There's no way for you to avoid this. You can't take another wound without dying.
Mm-hmm.
So an arrow splits Stefan's head in half like a melon, and he goes crashing to the ground.
Forward and back. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, reference for you.
Gallagher show.
Top of the round. Benjamin.
Well, there's no going back.
You got 2 guys in front of you.
Attack the one I attacked earlier.
Yeah, he's down 3 health. Don't forget about all your penalties.
Yep.
You no longer have the bonus die from the Falcon, so you're just rolling your basic. You're only rolling 4 dice now, not 5.
9.
You hit him twice still, so that's 8 for you. He takes. You knock him out. You defeat him. I think.
Yeah, I think he was at a 3.
I think they have 6. Yeah, they have 6. So how would you like to defeat him?
Into the side. Why not?
All right, you hack your axe into his side. He falls down like a tree trunk. That's the 4th man you've killed in this fight?
Yes.
All right, I'm telling you, this is exactly like Boromir's death at the end of Lord of the Rings. Okay, you hack down the. How many arrows have you got in you now?
I have one in the chest and one in the shoulder.
You got 2. That's what I forgot. Stefan just took the 3rd one for you.
That's
Okay.
right.
You killed the 4th man. Will, you're running.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see Stefan get shot. You hear him go down. He's behind you.
Need to say something. Get him to stop.
I was hoping you guys would get yours.
What am I seeing in front of me? Is there open space or not?
Yeah. Actually, like you have a choice right now. You can surrender and save the lives of the rest of your friends, or you can run and escape the building.
So it's clear that I'm not enough of a distraction, that they're just going to...
Well, there's 10 more dudes that are going to be chasing you. Okay. There's a lot of dudes to be chasing you, but you can't lure away the ones that are already embroiled in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, I'm going to... I think my gambit is not working. I was hoping to somehow...
Well, no, the good news is that, I mean, it would be a lot worse if you weren't running away. There would be 10 more dudes, or probably 5 more dudes this round, because there's about 20 total fighting outlaws. So half of them are going to chase you, but not all of them.
Yeah, I think I'd realize that I'm not getting away, most likely.
No, you can, that's what I'm telling you. You can get away. Like this round, you can break out and escape the building and run into the woods. Or you can stay behind, and this is a classic Game of Thrones choice for Will Tanner. If you run, everybody behind you will die. If you stay, if you surrender, you can probably get them to stop fighting.
I don't know that I can get Sir Benjamin to stop fighting.
You're right. Okay. You're right. I can't control Sir Benjamin. I can only control the
and he
in the bloodlust right now.
Benjamin is fighting. He's still fighting one more dude. Although you can't really tell because it's behind you. But you saw, there were like 3 or 4 guys back there.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's just Benjamin fighting. Maehna's behind me, and we're running.
Yes. Yeah, it was Stefan as well, and Corlin.
And they're dead, so I'm running.
Okay, you run.
Yeah.
All right. You run. You break away from the house, the hall. You run through an opening in the like there's a part where the wall has collapsed. You jump over it. Maehna follows you, and the 2 of you run out of the hall into darkness. You're pursued by about 9 or 10 guys who are chasing you with axes and a couple of dogs.
I'm assuming no split second to grab a bow of any sort.
You don't see one. Like,
all right.
You've got the only bow in the hall.
All right, then.
Well, the ones they took from you, but yeah. But you escape. You live until next session. Back in the hall, we've got Benjamin is the only one that's left. Is that right?
Yep.
Last man standing, sort of.
All right. So Will runs. Stefan's dead. Corlin's dead. The first outlaw who's already in melee with you. Actually, okay, so Benjamin, what are you going to do?
Well, my goal was to get them out, and they are out.
Okay. Well, okay, so it's not quite, you don't quite have an action yet, so you're going to have to survive one more round, and then it's your action, and if you want to, you might have an option here. Okay, so the guy who's in melee with you, he hits you, but he doesn't penetrate your armor.
No.
The other 2, there's the ones that were on Corlin, and there were initially 4 of those. One of them got knocked down, but he's gotten back up. So another one charges in and attacks you, Benjamin. He has got a lower attack roll because he's charging. Suddenly forgot something. Blanking. Second. He hits you once and does 5, which is not enough to penetrate your armor. Second one charges. Your defense is 5 or 6?
5.
He hits you twice for a total of 10. Your armor of 6 absorbs that, so you take 4.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like I need to take a wound.
Okay, no. How many wounds? That's your second wound or your third?
That's my second wound.
Okay.
I got 1 more.
All right, you take the wound.
That's going to be an arrow.
And then there's another one, but he can't close in. Like, there's only a limited number of people you can fight at one time in the corner. Like, they can't get more than 3 people in there to fight you. Okay? So there's another one, like, kind of waiting.
Waiting his turn to die.
Maybe he's checking Stefan's body or Corlin's body. And then Dugan is going to try and shoot you. Actually kind of a harder shot because you've got everybody crowded around you. It's actually kind of a hard shot. So he's going to lose a die on this. He gets an 11, so he hits you twice. That's 10 damage, and your armor is 5. So you take another 5.
And he lost his die for that?
He did. He lost a die. Yep. He's only keeping 3 instead of 4.
I see. I'm trying.
And that kills me.
Okay. So, how many people did you kill?
I killed 4.
4. So you're fighting it out, like you're surrounded by 3 guys, and an arrow comes in and like lands in your neck, and you stagger, and finally you collapse to one knee, and they just axe chop you into oblivion.
Too bad it wasn't bears.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Tanner and Maehna. Maehna, you have one wound, and Maehna, you have one wound, right?
Yeah, just the wound from the initial ambush. And
the
two, she's got the one wound and 2 injuries she's got.
And Maehna, and Will, you're still unwounded, right?
Yeah, somehow.
Unscathed. Untamed, right. Unbroken, unscathed.
This is the definition of privilege.
The two of you are like scurrying through the woods in the dark, in the fog, stumbling over roots and branches, pursued by outlaws with dogs, and that's where we will stop for the night. The 2 surviving characters take 4 XP. No, take 8. Take 8 XP for overwhelming odds.
So I guess I should start tracking XP for Maehna. Are we actually turning Maehna into a PC again, or?
What happens is I just give Maehna a lot. I give Maehna more than XP. I just raise her stats every week.
All right.
Every week you play her, I just give her something to reflect what she got last week. So that's why I just gave you an endurance die, which would normally cost 50 XP to buy, right? So I'm just raising her.
Thanks.
Yeah, until you're like equivalent to a regular character. I'll just keep giving you like dice. Okay. We'll figure out something. We may give you like agility or athletics or something to represent the fact that you're running, or maybe stealth or something like that. Everybody else dies gorely in South Hall. Meanwhile, back at Tannerton, the army is setting out to rescue their son. Wow.
Who this took a turn.
Didn't really rescue himself, but
yeah, this escalated quickly.
You don't get more games of Thrones.
The point when things turned.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks to everybody for playing. Some of you, we know what you're playing. The funny. Okay, so, Deborah and James, you guys get to think up new characters for next week.
It'll be
I
fun.
recommend big swords and armor.
Don't. Just because we're in the middle of a warfare right now. In fact, maybe. I mean, I don't want to tell you guys not to play, but maybe. Well, we'll see, because I think I'm not really sure what's going to happen next game. So think about the whole sort of situation. Maybe you're playing a bandit who's sympathetic, or maybe a rival, or you have a lot of options of potential characters. I'll also note that we have some characters that we've talked about that no one has ever played. Like, for example, the mystery of the original Lady Tanner is still out there somewhere. That was going to be Maehna, but when Maehna became an NPC, she got untannered. So maybe the original Lady Tanner is still out there somewhere. Or remember that you have a rival family, the I've forgotten their name, the Roots, I think. And we talked about maybe having a hostage in House Tanner, which is one of those, a member of House Root that is being raised in Tanner to keep that house in line. James, that might be something to consider in terms of a character.
Yeah, it might be interesting to go for a character that's more intrigue-based.
Well, keep in mind, what did we lose here? We lost a main fighter and we lost an archer.
Yeah.
So both of those characters, if we already, the intrigue guys are the ones that are alive.
I know. That's why it sounds interesting.
My point is that the group can really use somebody with fighting skills, especially because your main fighter, Benjamin, just died.
Yeah.
No. But what a way to die.
A good contrast would be an anointed knight instead of a hedge knight. We also could use a septon or a septa, a holy character, a character of the faith. You guys, we'll think about it. We've gone long tonight, and I want to thank everybody for their patience. It seemed like we were in the middle of a big fight, and I did not expect the fight to happen at that late stage of the evening. So thanks to everybody for their patience, and we should wrap up, okay?
This was really entertaining.
Thanks, Gary. We'll pick up with your half of the group. And for what it's worth, your half of the group will be joined up by the dead player characters soon. So by their replacement.
My attitude towards whether or not we go in to kill these people just kind of changed.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is that now you guys don't know that Will isn't even there now. Right, like you'll go in towards the fort to try to capture Will, and Will's like running around in the forest.
Yeah, this is going very Lord of the Rings. I mean, not Lord of the Rings. This is very much a Song of Ice and Fire right here. There's
now I will note that I have one other character in the area which I thought was going to be an NPC, who's a plot point. If one of you want to play her, she is a high status kind of rogue type character who is in the forest and nearby. If one of you wants to play her, we could work that out as well. If you don't know what to play, or you want to play a character that kind of links into the story. If you have someone that you want to play, you get an idea. You don't have to do it now. Give it some time. If you want to take a week off while you work on a character, that's fine too, because it's kind of hard to bring in characters right now anyway. But we'll talk about all this. I don't want to make any decisions right now or say anything that I regret. So everything's totally open. Everything's totally open. And we'll pick up next game. We're going to try to play next week, even though it's Christmas. But then we'll come back. We won't come back till January. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. I'm going to hit the stop button here.